Welcome to the Herbalicious Alchemy podcast, the show where we explore the transformative powers of essential oils and their incredible ability to heal, inspire, and elevate your life. I'm Susie, a spiritual guide, teacher, and seeker, here to help you deepen your connection with yourself, Mother Earth, and the vast energies of the universe. I'm joined each week by my wonderful co-host, Sally-Ann Fisher. Sally-Ann is a healer and seeker who shares my passion for blending ancient practices with modern spirituality. Together, we'll guide you through the magical and healing properties of essential oils, uncovering how they can support your personal and spiritual growth, emotional well-being, and connection to the sacred. We'll weave these natural gifts into spiritual practices like tarot, the Akashic Records, and the cycles of the moon, helping you align with your higher self and live a life of intention and purpose. In today's fast-paced and often disconnected world, it's more important than ever to ground ourselves in the nurturing power of the earth and embrace the wisdom of the cosmos. This podcast is your sacred space to explore, learn, and transform. One drop of oil, one card, and one lunar phase at a time. Hello and welcome to another episode of Herbalicious Alchemy. Join us as we receive a message from the Akashic Records. We dive into a tarot card and an essential oil to help move us forwards. As always, I'm joined by the beautiful Sally-Ann. Good morning, Sally-Ann.
Hello, Susie. I always enjoy joining you for this podcast.
It is an amazing podcast. So let's start with the message from the Akashic Records. So I downloaded this message yesterday in preparation for the podcast. So as I went into the Akashic Records, I really felt supported. I felt loved. And I felt that the message was very much about letting you know that you are not alone. No matter what you're going through at this time in your life, you are not alone. You are completely loved and supported by your loved ones in spirit, by angels, by your guides, by ascended masters, galactic teams, unicorns, dolphins, whoever you resonate with. They are there to help and support you. And the best thing with these spiritual guides, this spiritual support team, is that they come with no judgment. And that's really, really important. Some of us carry with us this fear of being judged, this fear of being visible because we're fearful of how other people see us. So know that your spirit team, in whatever form is right for you, comes with no judgment. And they're there to help you to move forwards. They're there to help you connect to your soul's wisdom, your soul's guidance, the many journeys and lifetimes that your soul has had, and to connect into that wisdom, your gifts, your purpose, general guidance to help move you forwards. I just felt so much love as I went into the Akashic Records. And you're really being asked to connect to these light beings, this spiritual support team that is there for you. They're like your cheerleaders, right? And we all need a support team to help us. They also really brought forward that this is a time of change. We are being uplifted, we are being awoken at this time, and having that support team to help you through the rough transit that can happen as you go through an awakening is really, really important. The energy is really growing and expanding at this time. And we as humans are being encouraged to expand. Many of you may have heard about, the fifth dimension. Our reality is the third dimension. The fifth dimension is what we are being awoken to at the moment. The fifth dimension is where you can connect with your guides, where you can connect with these light beings that can help and support you through this transit. Right? The energy is absolutely crazy at the moment. As Sally-Ann and I record this, It is the new moon in Pisces. We also have all the planets aligning. Mars has just come out of retrograde. The energy is crazy, and we need a support team to help us to navigate this energy. And these light beings want us to know that they are there to help and support us. So, also, as we go through this time of transition, of awakening, we are being called to heal the things that are holding us back. Right. So whether that's limiting beliefs, whether that's ancestral patterns and behaviors, whether that's karmic, whether it's clearing soul contracts, we're being asked to clear all of these things. Right. And when we clear, let's say, for example, we clear the ancestral wounds, we're clearing them for ourselves. We're clearing them for the generations behind us, the generations that have been, but also we're clearing them for the generations to come as well. And they really wanted to get this across. So not only are you healing for yourself, whether that's healing contracts, karma, ancestral, past lives, we're healing for future generations as well. And that's really, really important. So they left with, remember, you are not alone. We are here to support you. So, how does that reading resonate with you, Sally Ann?
It really resonates with me. I've always been one to like ask the universe for help. I usually refer to it as universal energy. Some people refer to it as God, angels, whatever it is. It's one beautiful energy that you can call upon in different forms. And my husband laughs at me because I do this quite a lot out loud. I do it with the children. So the children now say, like in the car, "Oh, I'm really grateful. Please, garden angel, can I have a car parking space?" And I kind of visualize where I want the parking space. And just as I turn into the car park, the space becomes available. Um, when I'm on a really busy road like the A1, and I'm like, "Oh, I've got to cross it," and I'm like, "Please, garden angel, can I have a big gap in either direction with enough space for me and the car in front of me to pull out safely onto the road?" And then a space appears, and I'm like, "Thank you, thank you." I was visiting my husband in Latvia last week, and we were visiting the children's old school, and they brought their school uniform with them, and the headless shoes were atrocious. They needed some black polish, and Stephen has brown because he's in the army, so all of his polish was brown. And I said, "Are you sure you've got no black?" He said, "I've hunted the house, I've looked everywhere." I said, "Okay, universe, I'm going to be really grateful to open the garage door and find a tin of black polish." It seems like you're not going to do it. And I walked in, and there on the floor, right in the doorway, was a tin of black polish. It seems like I don't understand how you do it. And I said, "Because I asked for help. I believe that help is available, and it just happens." So I think that's this in the spirit of what you're talking about, Susie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All the help, the guidance, the wisdom, the healing is there and it's available to us. We just need to tap into it, but we need to trust, right? We need to have that unwavering trust.
That is true. I had the trust that it would happen. If you don't have the trust and the belief, it doesn't happen, does it? You're
Exactly.
right. Trust is really important.
Yeah, absolutely. 100% trust kind of like is the finishing top of it all. Right. So there are so many ways that you can work with your guides. It doesn't necessarily have to be something physical, right? In a parking space or in someone bringing you flowers or, whatever it may be. It can just be feeling, just feeling that support and feeling that love. When I started on this journey, I worked a lot with Archangel Raphael. And I used to ask him to just come in and encase me in his wings. And that's an incredible feeling, right? To just know that you are fully loved, you're loved unconditionally, you're fully supported is absolutely amazing. So we'd love to know with this message, let us know in the comments, who do you work with? Who do you feel fully supported by? Okay, well, let us know if it's a guide, if it's an angel, if
I'd
it's
be
a
really
goddess.
interested to read these comments. I would really be interested to know what people use and do
Yeah,
and who they trust.
absolutely. Absolutely, because we all work in slightly different ways. So, you may feel more of an affinity with angels, you may feel more of an affinity with goddesses, galactic beings. Let us know.
So,
Okay.
Susie, I guess we want to know how to reflect on this message. So, I'm excited to see if a card jumps out today from your beautiful tarot deck.
Yes, let's have a look. Okay, so
Yeah, I love just a bit higher because I love to see it fling
it,
itself out of the deck.
it fell downwards today.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Okay, so we have the Three of Coins. Okay, so the Three of Coins is coins are connected to earthly things like money and finances and practicalities and all of those things. But I feel that the message here is if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the card. So it's a man at his desk. He's working with his gifts and talents. So he's probably self-employed, right? And he's got all of these tools and wisdom and knowledge around him that he's putting into the thing that he is creating. And I feel that this is very much about letting you know that your spirit team, these light beings are there. And it does take practice
Mm,
to connect in with them, right? It does take practice to let down our defenses, to remove or push away our ego, to allow those messages that support that healing to come forwards because ego sometimes wants to keep us safe, right? And when we receive a message, we think, oh no, that's just my imagination, or oh no, that can't be right. I've just imagined that, right? So it does take a little bit of time and practice to really, really connect with these energies so that you know and that you trust that the message that you are receiving is the message you are receiving and it's not ego telling you what you want to hear, for example.
mhm.
So, I feel that this is a time to really, work with these energies, to really work with your own natural gifts and talents, as the guy is on the card, and allow all these beings to come in and support you.
Yeah, sorry, I butted it slightly early. No, yeah, I know that card looks like someone's working on their own, but I've always felt that that card represented collaboration and teamwork because somebody
Mm,
had to make the tools, somebody had to make the drawings, somebody had to teach the apprentice as he grew in his skill set. There's been a lot of support that is surrounded by that person who's in their individual space. The problem comes when our we feel like our superpower is being in our lone wolf individual space, and it can feel very, very lonely, especially for entrepreneurs who are working from home or working with people, but it can feel very lonely. And reminding them that their skill set is supported by lots of different people that want to see them do well, and that those people are out there if they just trust that they're out there and they look for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it is very hard to be an entrepreneur on your own, right? It is very much about teamwork because you need clients. You may need to learn something from someone else. You need the support of your family or friends, and a community. So, yes, very much about teamwork, but also working with your gifts and talents, right? And you hold the innate gifts, right, of intuition, right? Everybody can tap into their intuition. Everybody can tap into universal energies. So all of that is there and it's available to you. And these light beings will help you to do that. So I feel that that resonated very nicely, our tarot card today.
Yes, I do as well. It was exciting to see that one come up.
Definitely. So,
Ooh, so what oil?
so
I've
what
got an
oil?
idea. Have you got an idea?
Absolutely. The oil that I bring forwards is my favorite oil, 100% my favorite oil. And if I could only have one oil to work with, it would be this one.
So we're
So
talking about the king of oils,
we
Susie.
are talking about the king of oils. We are
So
talking about
frankincense,
frankincense.
the oil of truth, the oil of spiritual connection, the oil of, yeah, amazing. What a great choice.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I
Oh,
like
it's yeah, as well as being the oil of truth, it's also the oil of removing deceptions and false truths, which is really useful when you're trying to form trust amongst collaboration and teamwork and people around you.
very much so. So let's talk about the spiritual benefits of frankincense. And I'll tell you how I use frankincense because I use frankincense every single day because it is the most powerful essential oil in my belief. Okay, so it has been used for centuries for healing, for protection, and for spiritual awakening. So, frankincense can enhance your meditation practice and it can help you to go into kind of like a deeper, reflective energy, right? It helps to deepen your spiritual practice. It can help to support connection, your connection to higher consciousness, to light beings, to Akashic wisdom, to working with your tarot cards. It helps with the connection for all of these different things. It helps clear negative energy as well. So if we're a little bit fearful about working with light beings, tarot, Akashic records, then it can clear the negative energy and help raise your vibration. So if you're feeling a little bit low one day, or you're finding it hard to get motivated and get going, then frankincense is great for that. It can also help with ancestral healing, healing karma, and wounds in our lineage as well. And it strengthens, I can't get my words out, it strengthens intuition and inner knowing as well. So spiritually, it is really, really powerful. So I use it in my Ascension blend. So this is just a blend that I make at home, and I will put this the in the blog that I write this week for frankincense. So it's just oils, frankincense being the most potent one, but it's also got bergamot and other things in it. And I put it on my neck, on my third eye, and on my wrist points before I do any spiritual work. Okay, and then I breathe it in and just sit with it to see if it's going to give me any messages of its own. But I know then that I am protected, I'm grounded, and I'm ready to ascend to connect with light beings. So, Sally Ann, do you want to talk about the emotional benefits of frankincense?
Um, Yes, I can. But also, I want to say that frankincense was the reason I came to learn about essential oils and natural products because I was very concerned about brain health, which I've mentioned in one of the introductory classes. And so I do use this every day for that. The same as you, I like to put a little bit on my third eye. The oil itself has an incredible chemistry. The chemistry of frankincense is so broad and wide. They call it the king of oils because it really can do so many things. And it's not surprising that it can do so many wonderful things spiritually and physically. And in the same way that we can ask our guardian angel or the universe to do something for us, when I use frankincense, sometimes I'm like, frankincense, please will you do this for me? I'm going to apply it on my knee because it's feeling achy, or I've got a headache. Please, frankincense, will you help with that? I'm going to do my meditation. I would like to have some help here. And the interesting thing about frankincense that it's high in monoterpenes, which alpha pinene is the major constituent which makes it a restoring oil. And the really interesting thing about that for me is that the alpha pinene sounds a bit like pineal gland. And we know the pineal gland is what gives us that inspiration and that awareness and truth, which ties in with frankincense. So I think that's where frankincense gets its potency and power from. Um, so Frankincense also helps to let go of lower vibrations. So when we're feeling emotionally drained and low energy, frankincense can really lift us and make us feel um, lifted, higher vibration, more energy, just generally happier, generally well-being. It helps us to realize what our gifts and our wisdom and our knowledge. So for someone like me who can't really visualize very well, so when I do meditation, I always pretend that I'm blindfolded in the meditation and that I'm knowing and thinking and feeling my way through the meditation. And I find that really helpful, and frankincense helps me with that as well. So there's absolutely loads of things that we can do with frankincense. And there is a little saying that I say to people, if in doubt, get your frankincense out, because it really can. If like you, Susie, if there was only one bottle of essential oil that I could take with me in life, it would be frankincense.
Absolutely. It is so powerful. So it also encourages self-trust. So we talked about trust, and the importance of trusting when we're working with light beings, the universe, and our spirit team. So self-trust, confidence, resilience. It helps clear mental clutter, as well. Now, there are lots of physical benefits with
Mm.
frankincense as well. So Sally Ann mentioned pain. So headaches, knee pains, all of the things. It's really good for it. Boosts immunity. It
It
enhances.
does so many things easy. In fact, I implore people, we'll put some links out because there are so many incredible things that we can't discuss here now on an open source podcast that it can do, but you can go and look it up. It is absolutely insane. It should be in everybody's medicine
Mm,
cabinet. And even just for something as simple as skin, I have this sort of hand and body lotion which is unscented, and I put a little puddle in my hand, and then I add a little drop of frankincense to it and mix it. And that turns a very basic, unscented, beautiful cream into luxurious cream. And I put that on my dry skin and my arms, on my creases, on any little scars that I have, or anything where the cells need a little bit of support from being reshapen, anything where the cell needs to be enhanced or to be reminded what its original shape was, then frankincense is really good at doing that.
yeah, absolutely. I do exactly the same. So I use frankincense also, with the same cream as Sally Ann. It's really good for fine lines. Also, another major benefit of frankincense is it enhances any other oil that you use.
It does. Well done, Susie. It does. Yes. In fact, when I make up a blend, I follow a recipe from a book, and I put a few drops of this and a few drops of that into a blend. I always add one drop of frankincense to it just to enhance the chemistry, because it's like adding more nutrition. More cofactors, more whatever the way you want to think of it. On a vibrational level, you're just enhancing the vibration and the potency of that blend.
Absolutely. So, shall we jump on to a moon phase?
Oh, yes. How are we going to work with the moon?
Okay, so new moon, perfect time. Like everything just drops into alignment with this podcast. It's absolutely amazing. So, new moon, right? When we are thinking about and planning for the lunar cycle ahead, because it helps us spiritually in so many ways to connect in to ourselves, into our spirit team. It can really help with doing your tarot reading so that you can connect to the cards. So, your new moon tarot spread. You can use it when you are vision boarding under the new moon. And you can also use it while you are journaling under the new moon as well, because it connects everything together just perfectly. So, any meditation practice, anything that you're doing spiritually on the new moon to set intentions, goals, journal, tarot spreads, all of the things, frankincense is definitely the oil for this. So, luckily, this podcast will be up by tomorrow. So, it'll be perfectly in alignment, ready for you to do your new moon work.
Amazing. I've got some affirmations if we want some affirmations for frankincense. Would you like them now or later?
We'll have those now, shall we?
Okay, so if you have frankincense in your possession, and when you do get frankincense, put a little drop in your hand and put it over your nose and breathe. And if you don't have frankincense, just imagine you had a bottle of frankincense and put it in your hand and invite the energy of frankincense to your meditation, just to bridge that gap until you've got some. Okay, so let's think about this. I am never alone. I am always supported. I trust in the guidance of my spiritual allies. I am open to receive help and love from all around me, and I walk in faith, knowing I am protected and cared for.
Amazing. I love those affirmations. So, Sally Ann, if someone wants to learn more about essential oils, how can they contact you for a wellness or an introductory
That's a
connection with you?
great idea, Susie. It's one of my favorite things to do is to talk to people about foundational wellness and essential oils and how they can use them spiritually, emotionally, physically. So I think the best thing is we'll drop a link underneath the podcast and in the YouTube channel, or they can come and find me on Facebook, Sally Ann Germain with a G Fisher. I'm the only one there. If you put Sally Ann SALLYANNE Fisher, you'll find me, and you can connect with me that way, or we'll drop a link. So I really do love teaching people about essential oils, and please utilize this offer to all our podcast readers to have a complimentary conversation about oils.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Sally Ann's knowledge is absolutely incredible. So she can definitely help you to understand more. There's only so much that we can bring you in a 30-minute podcast. But
And
do go and
of course, Susie, explain how people can connect with you if they want to connect with you from a business point of view with help with your tarot skill set and Akashic.
absolutely. So I will drop all my links. You can check out the website, which is susieSoulAlchemist.com. You can find me on Facebook, Susie Edwards. So please feel free to reach out to either of us to learn more about tarot and Akashic Records, or for Sally Ann for the oils. Thank you for joining me today, Sally Ann. Next week, we'll be diving into another essential oil, which will be chosen by the Akashic Guides and the collective energy. We'll be exploring its healing properties, its spiritual meaning, and how you can use it in your daily life. Plus, we'll tie a tarot card and offer practical ways to incorporate this energy into your rituals. Together, we'll uncover the mysteries, one drop of oil, one card, and one lunar phase at a time. We can't wait to share it with you. See you next time.